Welcome to Saga Summaries, where we recap your favorite movies. Today we will recap one of the best iconic action movie, Die Hard 1 to 5, so sit back and chill. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel. Let's go. It was supposed to be a simple Christmas visit, a New York cop, an estranged wife, and a holiday party on the 30th floor of the most advanced high-rise in Los Angeles. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. That was the plan. But plans change. In a heartbeat, the music stopped, the exits were sealed, and 30 stories of glass and steel became a high-tech cage. 12 highly trained professionals, one icy, brilliant mastermind, and a vault containing $600 million. They had the building, they had the hostages, they had everything except for the one guy they didn't see coming. John McClane wasn't looking for a fight. He's not a super soldier. He's not invincible. He's just a blue-collar guy with a service pistol, no shoes, and a very bad attitude. While the LAPD sits on the sidewalk and the FBI plays by a broken rulebook, McClane is doing the dirty work, crawling through the vents, scavenging for supplies, turning a skyscraper into a vertical battlefield. Meet Hans Gruber. He's cold. He's calculated. He's the ultimate villain for the modern age. He thought he planned for every variable, but he didn't plan on a New York detective who refuses to follow the script. This isn't just a heist, it's a clash of wills. On one side, a genius with a plan. On the other, a man who is winging it. And he started to get really fed up. From the claustrophobic tension of the elevator shafts to the legendary leap from the roof. Feel every punch, every explosion, every shard of glass. This is the movie that stripped away the armor and showed us what a hero really looks like. It's not about the gadgets. It's about the grit. It's about the blood, the sweat, and the sheer, stubborn refusal to quit when the world is burning around you. The clock is at 0. The roof is rigged. The hostages are out of time. And the only thing standing between a clean getaway and total chaos is a man who just wanted to be home for the holidays. It's Christmas Eve at Dulles International, a sprawling labyrinth of glass, steel, and holiday travelers just trying to make it home for the holidays. The snow is coming down in thick, heavy sheets, masking a predator that couldn't care less about the storm. Deep beneath the terminal floors, in the cold, humming heart of the airport's nervous system, a ghost has entered the machine. Without a single alarm being tripped, the lights begin to flicker, the radar screens fade to static, and the pilots in the sky are suddenly cut off from the world below. This isn't a technical glitch, and it isn't an accident. It's the opening move of a cold-blooded chess match played by Colonel Stewart, a man who turned the art of war into a science of terror. Above the clouds, dozens of flights are trapped in a holding pattern, a carousel of tens of thousands of tons of steel carrying mothers, fathers, and children, while the terrorists on the ground hold the keys to their survival. But the mercenaries made one fatal mistake in their calculations. They didn't check the manifest for the guy waiting at Gate 4. John McClane is back, and he's finding out the hard way that lightning doesn't just strike twice. It leaves a trail of scorched earth. From the cramped darkness of the ventilation shafts to the high-speed chaos of a snowmobile chase through the frozen woods. McClane is a wrench, and you need a New York cop with nothing to lose and a grudge that won't quit. Brace yourself for a 4-mile-per-minute ride into the heart of a winter wasteland where the only way to save the day is to burn the whole thing down. Prepare for the ultimate holiday tradition of fire and ice. This is the moment where the hero is forged in the freezing dark. This is the night the sky falls. This is DieHard 2, as a massive explosion tears through a downtown department store, signaling the start of a twisted game where the stakes are measured in millions of lives. John McClane is back, shoved onto the burning pavement by a ghost from his past who calls himself Simon. This isn't some standoff in a sealed-off skyscraper. This is a tactical urban war zone spanning all 5 boroughs, where every payphone is a potential death sentence and every subway car is a ticking tomb. Alongside an unwilling partner from Harlem named Zeus, McClane is forced to sprint through the heart of Manhattan. Floorboarding a yellow cab through the crowded lawns of Central Park, the action is relentless and raw. trading the claustrophobia of a high-rise for the terrifying openness of a city that's become a giant chessboard, featuring high-speed chases through narrow tunnels, bridge-jumping escapes into the freezing East River, and a massive gold heist that turns the Federal Reserve into a slaughterhouse. As the sun beats down and the riddles get deadlier, the tension cranks up to a breaking point where the badge doesn't matter and survival is the only objective. It's a symphony of shattered glass, burning rubber, and heavy artillery, proving that while John McClane might be the wrong guy in the wrong place at the absolute worst time, he's the only one who can stop a genius from turning the Big Apple into a crater, culminating in a heavy metal showdown involving cargo ships, choppers, and enough high-grade explosives to level an entire zip code. Forget everything you knew about the first 2 rounds. This is a high-octane adrenaline shot to the heart of the franchise, where the only rule is that Simon says you're not going home tonight, and the only way out is to go through hell at 100 miles per hour with a dead man's brother pulling the trigger. When a shadowy cyber-terrorist group initiates a fire sale to systematically dismantle the United States transportation, financial, and utility grids, the FBI enlists the most analog man for a digital job, Detective John McClane. The chaos ignites instantly as McClane rescues a young hacker from a tactical hit squad, turning a cramped apartment into a kill zone before hitting the road for a cross-country gauntlet of high-octane destruction. The action shifts into overdrive when McClane realizes he is being hunted by a helicopter in a confined tunnel. Rather than hiding, he floors his cruiser, ramps a concrete divider, and launches the vehicle through the air like a guided missile to blast the chopper out of the sky. The carnage moves to a high-tech power hub where McClane engages in a brutal, bone-crunching brawl against a parkour specialist assassin. A fight that spills into an elevator shaft and ends with McClane kicking an entire SUV into the abyss to crush his opponent. As the villains kidnap his daughter to gain leverage, the film reaches its peak of absurdity on a crumbling elevated highway, where a hovering F-35 fighter jet unleashes its 25mm cannon on McClane's semi-truck. In a sequence that defies every law of physics, McClane navigates the disintegrating road, leaps onto the wing of the stalling jet, and slides down the wreckage just as the freeway collapses into a mountain of twisted metal. The finale is a gritty, blood-soaked standoff where a battered McClane, pinned down and out of options, but still continues to fight to save the hacker and his beloved daughter, proving that no matter how sophisticated the code, it can't stop a man who refuses to stay dead. What starts as a simple trip for John McClane to bail his estranged son, Jack, out of Moscow jail, quickly spirals into a global conspiracy when John discovers Jack is actually a deep-cover CIA operative. The father and son are thrust into a chaotic game of cat and mouse across Russia, navigating a world of corrupt politicians and high-stakes espionage, while trying to protect a government informant who holds the keys to a stash of weapons-grade uranium. As the destruction escalates from armored car chases through city streets to a full-scale tactical assault, the McClanes have to bridge their personal rift to stop a catastrophic heist. The adrenaline-fueled conflict eventually leads them to the radioactive ruins of Chernobyl, where they ditch traditional police work for pure survival, culminating in a heavy metal showdown involving a massive military helicopter and a final, defiant stand that proves the McClane family legacy, being the wrong guys in the wrong place at the exact right time.